Hi, 6th grade. This is our last video for the first week of our research project. So if you go back to that front page that I gave you this week, we had 3 goals, and I told you there would be a video for each goal. So by now you have studied the report and chosen a topic, you have found resources and filled out your note page. So now we're on to filling out the outline page. This should go fairly smoothly. All you need to do is take your note page. So you'll take your note page here. You can pull it apart if you'd like to. So take my note page that has all my notes on it about my place, and you're going to transfer those things to this outline. So you'll write down the name of the place, and then I have some things in here in the outline that are to help you when you're writing your report. So you aren't necessarily going to write anything in unless you want to write in a couple words to help you remember something. So I have all of your paragraphs: your introduction, historical event number 1, historical event number 2, that's optional, the present day, and your conclusion paragraph. And then notice there's not a lot of space to write because it's an outline. It's very general. It's taking your notes and it's writing down the things out of your notes that you're going to use. We don't always use all the things out of our notes. We might find that something doesn't fit in, or that we don't think it matters very much, or any of those reasons. So your introduction paragraph, you'll want to start with a hook. You can use the essay that I gave you as an example, but you don't have to worry about writing the hook today because you're just writing the outline today. Next week we're going to be writing the report. Okay, so that's something to bring your audience in. Maybe there's something that you read that you think would be kind of a cool hook. Maybe a title of an article you read has something in it that you like. Things like that. You can put a couple words up here that might help you for when you go back to write. Okay. The place. Put down the name of your place, and then your little bits of notes about your location. Notice how short this is. It's not for sentences. It's not for, any of those things. It's picking out a few things from your notes that help the reader of your report understand where that place is and what's interesting about it. Then what your event 1 is, so just the name of the event, and then if you have 2 events, the name of that second event. And then your clincher. Okay? So something like this about how it has history and is around today for us to remember. But again, you don't have to write your clincher today. You could write your clincher to help yourself out, but you don't have to today because that's for writing the report. So your outline is this thing to help you when you go to write your report, that you'll know exactly what to put in each paragraph. Okay? All right. This would also be somewhere, your introduction, maybe up around your hook or that area where you could put in another interesting fact. That section at the bottom of the last page of that back side of your notes. Put that here. Anything else that was interesting that didn't belong, you could put that in your introduction, and that would be perfectly fine. Okay, it's just picking where to put it. So probably here, after we know what your place is, would be a place to put an interesting fact. You could also build it into your hook as you're introducing your place. So then your next paragraph is on historical event number 1. So write down the name of your event, and then your topic sentence will be there with the name of that event when you write your report. Put in the details you want to share. You should have at least 3, but I gave you space for 4. But 3 is always a good number for like a minimum. Whenever you're writing any paragraph about anything, 3 details, 3 sentences in between your topic and clincher is a great thing to remember. It will almost always give you a fairly complete paragraph with enough information. So at least 3 details about that event, but you could have more. And then those details can be stretched out into sentences, 1 or 2 sentences even each for those details. You're not writing a full sentence here, just notes. So your detail could be the date, and maybe it was part of a bigger event. Could be part of a bigger event, like the Battle of Gettysburg was part of the Civil War. So your thing that you're writing about could be part of something that's even bigger. Sorry, my handwriting's kind of sloppy there. Okay, and then your other details there. Nothing incomplete sentences, just notes, just writing things down to help you out. And if you did your note page well, then you won't need anything else than your note page to help you do that part. If you do the second event, then you would go ahead and do that. It looks exactly the same as the other one. Maybe you had 3 really cool things happen in the place that you studied and you want to do a third one. That's fine. But remember that that's also optional, so it's not going to replace these next 2. Okay? So, if you're super duper excited about where you studied and you found another event, you could do an optional event 3. I can't write today. Whew. So you could have an optional event 3 and it would go here. Okay, and you would just use the same format for it. And then your present day. Okay, so the topic sentence, I kind of give you an idea about how to start that out. And then your details. Okay, I have 3 there. If you have something else, that's fine. But what's it, looking at your notes from your worksheet here on what it's like today, all of those things, that's what you're going to use here. So you're narrowing it down, and what that will do is help you. All of this will help you when you go to write it yourself. You'll have to rely on picking your own words to make the sentences based on your notes, so that you're not in danger of copying what somebody else already wrote. Because that's what we don't want. You're not writing anything new. When you find stuff in research, it's obviously already been written about. You're not writing about anything new. What you're doing, though, is you're trying to say it in your own way. And so when you get your notes narrowed down more, then when you go to expand them, it will be from your point of view, from your perspective. So put those details down there about what it's like today. Maybe you even found like costs for admission, or maybe you talked to somebody on the phone and asked them, like, if I wanted to visit, what would that look like? And make sure you are asking about, like, if you wanted to visit, like, during a normal time, because we're not living in a typical time for visiting a lot of places right now. Okay? And then your conclusion paragraph, I didn't do the full outline for this section. But I did remind you what goes in a conclusion. That you're going to restate that place that you were studying, the event that you talked to us about, and remind us that it's still around today. And then end with some sort of clincher about it being an important place for whatever reason you think is best. It's going to be different for every place. Some places, something amazing happened that we want to remember. And some places, something horrible happened that we're trying to remember, because it helps us to learn not to repeat those mistakes. It helps us to learn. That's why we study history, is it helps us learn things. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me with them. I have a feeling this day will be a fairly simple day for you, and then what I'm really hoping is it will make next week, when we're writing the report, go so smoothly. So you'll have 2 or 3 videos next week, depending on how I organize them, that will go over these goals. Writing a rough draft, revising, that's where you make changes when you revise. Proofread is where you go through it and look for grammatical mistakes, things that need to be capitalized or periods that needed to be added or spelling that needs to be fixed, okay? And then editing is where you fix those things and make them better. Okay, a lot of times we use this word just edit for just everything in general, but you're going to be doing a lot more of this on your own because you're at home and you have it and I'm not beside you every day. So I will still help you with the proofreading process, and this whole process, but I'm going to instruct you in a video on some things to do to help you revise your own paper and proofread your own paper. And then publish a final draft. So you'll have a couple videos next week. It'll be 2 or 3. I'm not sure if I'll do a video for each one individually, but I'll cover everything in the videos. Okay? So I think that is all I need to share with you for this week. So finish your outline up and you will be done with your writing until we come back to it next week. Okay? Again, reach out to me if you have questions. Okay, miss you guys. See you later. Bye.